All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Mark Eric C. Bond, the creator and producer of the Anime in the Real World documentary series. Thank you for joining me and listening to the director's commentary on the very first episode. Basically, I'm doing this because I wanted to explain a little bit more of who I am, why I did a documentary on anime, and actually how I did the documentary, all the processes and everything. And I'm going to do this all in one take, so if you hear pauses and me going, well, yeah, I'm kind of a boring person, so I couldn't think of anything to say. That first shot you saw was actually in Nagano, which had absolutely nothing to do with the documentary. I just always wanted to go there because I'm a big fan of the Olympics. And this location here in these couple of shots, such a cool place to go to because these statues, it's hard to tell in the shots, these are life-size statues of these anime characters. Um, Big thing with this opening segment, never believe what you're seeing in any film because it looks like I'm standing up. I'm not standing up at all. I'm sitting down in probably the most awkward position anyone could be in. I'm on the ground with one leg stretched down, the other leg behind me with a camera pointing at my face, and about, as you see in the background, like 40 people walking past me at any second. But it was fun. It was fun. Um, See, live, I'm saying all the time. I hate saying I hate hearing. It's like one of my worst words in the world to me. But I decided to do a documentary on anime, well, clearly because I'm a fan, but a couple of years ago, I was just working a regular retail job, working for Fortune 500 companies, selling this, doing that, and I just wasn't enjoying life. So there it is again. A friend of mine showed me an anime, which will address a little bit later in this episode, and for some reason it sparked something in me. And like I grew up in the 80s and 90s, I watched Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and all of those on TV, but I was never like a big fan. It's like, oh, okay, this is anime, okay, whatever. But when I watched this certain anime as an adult, it just triggered something in me and made me kind of look at what I want to do with my life. And the anime had nothing to do with that, but just that concept of something so different and so foreign, but yet so familiar, it just sparked something. So I decided to, in my early 30s, go to college. I never went to college when I was at that appropriate age. So I decided, let's go. Going to college, and in the beginning, I wanted to be a voice actor. Well, when you go to college, you always have this kind of goal or idea of what you want to do, and then you basically don't do that. I've done some voice acting, but nothing major. But being in college, I was exposed to other things. Obviously, video and audio production, which is what I have my degree in, is in media production. And I'm graduating, and I've been to Japan before in 2017, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved the whole time I was there. And I wanted to get back. But I'm someone who has no clue on how to take a vacation properly. If I take a vacation, which I did in quotes, which no one can see, but if I take a vacation, there's got to be a purpose to it. It can't just be lying around on a beach enjoying myself. So I graduated college. I'm in my 30s. What do I do? I want to go back to Japan. I like anime. Okay, something triggered. And this here, right here, this is the first anime as an adult I actually watched, Madoka Magica, which is so trippy, but it set this whole thing off. If I never saw Madoka Magica, there is a good chance I would have never gone to college. I would have never done this documentary or anything. So, big thanks to Shaft for that one, the production company of Madoka Magica. So, as I was saying, I didn't. I had the opportunity to go back to Japan. I had this degree. I liked anime, and I thought, okay, I really can't remember what the trigger point was, but it just clicked a documentary on the history of anime. Because as I've been watching anime, there's so much history behind it, being that it is an actual cultural expression that is not fully known. At least the history of it was not fully known. And I've looked, there's some great books out there about the history of anime, but there has never been a really in depth representation of the history of anime. And I'm not saying that this documentary is in depth, it's not at all. It's really not at all. And I can get into that in a little bit later about the issues of producing a documentary. But I decided, okay, this is it. I'm going to do a documentary on the history of anime. I have not been able to find anything that encompassed everything. So I decided to take this on, and well, here we go. So, in media, you always plan for everything to go wrong. And let me tell you, filming this documentary, everything went wrong. Of course, we know that COVID is the biggest issue that this generation is facing right now. Well, that started while I was actually in Japan filming this documentary. I came to Japan, I landed on December 28th of 2019 in Tokyo, and for almost all of January, as I was in Tokyo and I was moving north and then went west, there was nothing about COVID. And as January started to end, COVID became the biggest issue. But what was happening in the very beginning is the Olympics preparation was closing things down like crazy. Now, if I did a little more planning, I would have known this and was able to kind of adjust before I went there. I had to adjust things as I was going along because of that when I was in the north. And as I was moving west and south, that's when COVID really was starting to hit and everything was closing down. Parks, buildings, every plan that I had as I was heading south and west, and just everything dried up. No one wanted to do interviews because of the fear of being exposed. As I said, buildings were closed, museums were closed. So this documentary is probably 40% of the original idea I had, and I had to cut so much out of later episodes, which I'll get into when those episodes air. But it's kind of one of those things you learn while you are being taught media production. You need to be ready for anything. So you kind of just push through. And someone asked me, how am I recording all of this and editing all of this since everything's shut down? And honestly, I'm in my bathroom with a mic in front of me. That's how I did every single episode. That is how I'm doing this right now. And I just, you know, all my money went into actually going and filming the documentary. So I have really no money for post production software. So I'm just using an iPad and iMovie. And obviously, anyone who knows iPads and iMovies, and you can see it. You can see it. It is what it is. So you just kind of go with what you can. And I'm just hoping all of you watching are enjoying it, learning something new, or getting connected to animes you watched as a kid. That was something cool. Someone told me that they were a big fan of a very early anime and they never realized that it was actually anime. They just remembered seeing it as a little kid and just enjoying it as a cartoon. So to be able to, broaden their concept, that's enriching to me. And that's what I hope that at least something in this documentary, all of you are watching, get something new out of it. Either, oh, I remember that when I was a little kid and I really enjoyed it, or I have never seen that before, now I gotta watch it, or you never thought of it that way. This is the weirdest title I've ever heard. Atmospheric pressure and suction pumps. Obviously, it's an educational anime. I want to see it. I wish it still existed. Just the whole concept of it. It just It's like meme worthy if it still existed. So doing a documentary, and I did this all by myself. I don't want to brag. I wanted to tell all of you this, that if I can do all of this by myself, no one has any limits. Go out and do whatever you want to do in your life and enjoy yourself. Because seriously, this I did this all by myself. You can do even better than me. Okay, yep. This someone asked me about this. This is well, that's not my shelf, but though that previous shot was one of my shelves in my office, and clearly I'm an MMA fan, and I'm going to be collecting like crazy, and I bought so much stuff while I was over there. So this is my actual one of my actual shelves in my office that doesn't even look like that anymore. Okay, this is really cool. The history of anime obviously has to start with the history of manga. That's where everything came from. So that's the debate. Which came first? Which style came first? And honestly, now I'm going to talk personally. This is me personally, not being the anime scholar filming this documentary. This is me personally. I really think it's a case of two origins. Not one or the other is actually the core origin. You have to put them all together to actually see where everything started. But I want to know all of your opinions. So please comment on this video, comment on the original video, or email me and let me know what your thoughts are. Actually, let me know about all your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the documentary. Let me know what your favorite anime is, what your favorite manga is, and what are you looking forward to? Like the 2020 season has been so jumbled up that I don't even know what really is coming out anymore. I personally have been waiting for the fourth Neon Genesis movie for about 5 years now, and I don't think that's going to come out anytime soon. So please feel free to contact me, comment anytime you guys want. Sorry, I just went blank for right there. I was actually watching and looking like, huh, I forgot. It's okay. So the funny thing is, I filmed this from December 28th to March 25th, 26th is when I started having to pack up and get ready to leave. I didn't remember half the things I shot. So when I'm starting to edit, I'm like, oh, I totally forgot I did that shot, or I did this shot, but no, I didn't, and it looks this way, not the way I thought I was recording it. And then there was 3 months of filming, and then 5 months of editing. So I edited this episode originally, finished it at the end of April. Honestly, I forgot half of what I did until I put it up on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that's right. I love that picture of the frogs and the rabbit. Just the art. It's so cool to see the different changes of art for the different eras. It's so distinct in the Japanese culture. Anytime there is a political change or anything, you just see it. It, I mean, it's just the art and culture influenced anime, made me fall in love with anime, made me fall in love with Japan, and oh wow, okay, we're at the end credits, and I just been jabbering on this whole time. Please email me, leave a comment, let me know what all of you are thinking. If you've got questions about production, who I am, anything, please contact me and please keep watching. Next week, the second episode will air. The second episode is going to start with the history of the different decades of anime. It's a three-part series on that one. So for the next about month, you'll start seeing just the history broken up in different decades. So please keep watching. I will add some photos of the trip on my Twitter page. I have to get on that. I apologize. I've been kind of well, busy doing this and busy going back to school again to get a second degree. So keep watching the Twitter page, keep watching the YouTube channel, and thank you so much. Hopefully, I didn't bore any of you, and I will come back for the second episode in about 2 weeks with another director's commentary. Guys, enjoy, stay healthy, stay safe. And get ready for the question and answer the question. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know. And then after the question, enjoy the bloopers. I'll see ya.